Have you ever sat in a cafe sipping your coffee and realized the most revealing part of the room isn't what people say, but what they actually mean? It's never in the words themselves. It's in the cake offer you're not meant to accept, the invitation you'll never actually get, and one of them, the trickiest of all, shows up when someone says sorry. Most people miss these signals. They walk away thinking it was polite conversation. Elegant people? They read the subtitles. They see the code, the little power plays hidden in everyday manners. And once you notice them, you can't unsee them. So today, let's decode the signals only elegant people notice. 9 moments where etiquette says one thing but really means another. Let's begin. Number 1. The cake offer that isn't an offer. There's always one last slice of cake sitting on the plate like a trap. And then someone, the person who wants it, puts on their best Oscar-worthy performance. Would you like it? And then they go around the table, one by one, offering it like a peace treaty. Everyone is expected to decline. That's the unspoken rule. Because here's the truth. This isn't generosity. It's a countdown. A polite charade designed so they can finally say, well, if no one else wants it, and eat it themselves. The refined know better than to touch it. You don't dare. The offer isn't an offer at all. It's a warning label. Taking that cake would be the social equivalent of cutting in line at the airport. Technically possible, but unforgivably barbaric. Number 2. The invitation that isn't an invitation. You've heard it 1,000 times. We should do this again soon. You must come by sometime. It sounds lovely, but here's the catch. There's no date, no time, no place. Which means it's not an invitation at all. It's a polite exit strategy. The elegant know this instantly. They smile, nod, and play along, but they don't start scrolling their calendar. Because if you actually follow up, great. How's next Thursday? You'll see panic flash across their face like you just proposed marriage. These lines aren't plans. They're social bubble wrap. A soft way of saying goodbye without sounding rude. The polished never mistake them for genuine logistics. They know the invitation isn't an invitation. It's the polite equivalent of, see you never. Number 3. The compliment that isn't a compliment. Some compliments sparkle. Others come with a hidden sting. You look so refreshed today. Translation. Compared to your usual, you don't. That dress is actually really flattering. Translation. We didn't expect it to be. Those with quiet class hear it instantly. They don't flinch, and they don't hand the offender the satisfaction of reaction. They just smile, say, thank you, and let the silence do the heavy lifting. Because here's the rule. If a compliment needs translating, it's not a compliment. It's a polite jab dressed up in pearls. And the elegant never mistake daggers for diamonds. Number 4. The advice that isn't advice. You know the type. You mention a small problem, and suddenly someone's transformed into a life coach. You know what you should do, about relationships, diets, or careers. It's the friend who says, what you should do is break up with him, after hearing 5 seconds of your story. Or the coworker who says, you should really get into crypto, because they watched one TikTok. Except, let's be honest. It's not advice. It's a monologue. They don't want to solve your problem. They want you to sit there, nodding, while they perform wisdom-solving an imaginary problem that was never theirs to fix. The subtle ones clock this instantly. They nod politely, maybe even jot a mental note for entertainment value, but they don't treat it like gospel. Because if the advice is unsolicited, vague, or condescending, it's not advice. It's an ego trip with a bow on top. And the elegant know the secret. Sometimes the most graceful response is to let them feel brilliant, while you quietly do the exact opposite. And the trickiest signal of all? It's still ahead. The one people mistake for sincerity, but it's anything but. Number 5. The laugh that isn't laughter. There's always one person who laughs just a little too hard, a little too long, and always half a second too early. It's not joy, it's strategy. That laugh isn't about the joke. It's about survival. You'll see it at office parties, when the boss makes a joke about printer ink. Or on a first date, when someone laughs at I love dogs like you just invented comedy. It's basically saying, please don't kick me out of the circle. I'll even laugh at this. Anyone with social radar sees it instantly. They don't join in the overperformance, and they don't mistake it for happiness. They simply recognize it for what it is. The laugh that isn't laughter. A plea disguised as mirth. Because when the joke is weak but the laugh is strong, the only thing truly funny is the desperation powering it. Number 6. The care that isn't care. It usually happens when the wine bottle's been passed around one too many times. Someone leans in with that syrupy sweet tone and says, "Don't you have an early morning tomorrow?" On the surface, concern. Underneath, social scolding dressed up as kindness. It's not care. It's code for, "You're overdoing it, and everyone can see." The composed hear it for what it is, and they don't argue. They simply take the signal. They either switch to water or bow out gracefully, never giving anyone the satisfaction of watching them stumble. Because in the end, fake care isn't advice, it's a warning. And the elegant know exactly when to take it. Number 7. The sorry that isn't sorry. You've heard it before. "I'm sorry if you were offended." Or the classic, "I'm sorry, but..." On the surface, an apology. Underneath, a dodge. That if puts the blame on you. That but erases everything that came before it. It's not regret. It's self-preservation disguised as manners. True class never mistakes it for sincerity. They accept the words politely, but they don't give them more credit than they deserve. Because a sorry that isn't sorry isn't an apology at all. It's a performance. And the elegant know, sometimes the sharpest judgment is not to demand better, but to let the emptiness of the words speak for itself. Number 8. The question that isn't a question. Some questions aren't meant to be answered. They're meant to put you in your place. Do you always eat this little? Or my personal favorite, don't you think you're a little young for that role? These aren't questions. They're judgments, gift-wrapped as curiosity. Most people scramble to justify themselves, falling straight into the trap. But the elegant know better. They answer with a calm smile and either deflect, "Why do you ask?" or let the silence hang long enough for the asker to feel the weight of their own words. Number 9. The goodbye that isn't a goodbye. Most people think goodbyes are just polite endings. Elegant people know better. The real signal comes after the person leaves. Sometimes the room suddenly relaxes, like everyone's shoulders drop at once. Other times it goes oddly flat, as if the conversation left with them. That's when you know. A goodbye isn't always just a goodbye. It's a Yelp review without words. Because what you leave behind when you exit a room is often louder than anything you said while you were in it. Some people leave a glow that lingers. Others leave a silence you could cut with a knife. Both are signals, and both tell the truth. If your absence feels like a party upgrade that says everything, so what's the lesson? Elegance isn't knowing the rules. It's knowing when the words don't mean what they say. And here's the kicker. We only scratch the surface. Want me to decode more hidden signals? Tell me in the comments. Like, subscribe, check my Amazon storefront for elegant essentials. And if you'd like behind-the-scenes stories I never share publicly, you'll find them in the join button below. As always, stay classy, manners matters.